how did you guys end up with Rocafella?
Uh, Dame started managing Cam, and then
Okay.
it went from Dame managing Cam to it turning into Dame actually pulling him in over there, and then everything started happening for Cam. You know how the universe works. He ended up getting the movie deal, Rockefeller deal. Everything started happening simultaneously for him, and it really went in his favor.
What was kind of like, your feelings towards everything at the time?
It was hype. Niggas was getting on. Cam was getting on. He's finally getting his just due from the bad situation that we just went through with the whole entertainment record label. No shots to Un. He gave us our first opportunity, but him as a businessman didn't do the things he needed to do to keep his uh, record label afloat. He ended up relinquishing a lot of money over not, contracts. You got a contractual obligation. You need to fulfill it. And he was lackluster when it came to actually putting the music out. I can't say that for any artist. And that was in the days where the norm artists would put out a record every year and a half, or every 2 years. You know what I mean? And the only record that he ever put out while he had the label was Cam's album, and the label was up and running for a couple years, and he ain't produced nothing else. And Sony ended up pulling the rug from under him and shit like that. And that left us without a deal. Just like that. Yo, it's over. Shop is closed. You heard? And then he had to fight his way back. Went through a time. This is how the Diplomats was really created, like how Diamonds are created, because we were both under pressure at that time. There was no more luxury of having the labels behind us and having all being catered to like you are when you are a star artist and shit like that. And the pressure was to get back in the game and show exactly how dope Cam was at the time. There was no Diplomats. But the part of that was forming an elite crew of people that couldn't be denied. And we made Diamonds out of that. And the Diplomats was formed while Cam made his resurgence to the rap game after he had lost the deal from after they lost their label and shit like that.
Right, yeah, because there was kind of like that period where, I'm over here on the West Coast, maybe there was mixtapes, but I didn't really hear too much.
Yeah, that's because he lost his deal and he had to do business with Sony and got out of that obligation, and then it was just like fighting his way back, and that's when Dame stepped in.
How did you guys get out of the Sony deal?
I think Cam told that story a bunch of times. This is something he wanted to do, so he took an aggressive tactic to get out of the deal. I'll leave that story for him to tell. I just was in the background following his orders at the time.
One of the things that, just from the outside, hearing all the stories and hearing everything, did you guys feel welcome at Rocafella? Like, did you guys feel like, oh, everybody's happy to have us?
Well, we went over there with a different mindset. We went over there as an opportunity for us to go crazy. We didn't care about nobody else up there, and that was probably one of the things I think that we could have approached better as coming in there, but I understood the mindset we needed to have because we were our own thing at the time and we wanted to be just as powerful as Rockefeller was and shit like that, you know what I mean? But there was never no tension in there like that until the whole shit with Cam becoming the president. Everything up there was pretty cool. Every night gambling, doing music, everybody's in there, State Property, Jay, Bleak, like, it was definitely a dope situation. Like I told people, we was on to the point where we was all supposed to go on tour, Diplomat, State Property, like we was supposed to be on that whole shit. And how quickly that shit dismantled because of, and I don't know the ins and outs of the whole Rockefeller split up and shit like that. I'm just telling you because a lot of friction when we was around over that Cam being president.
What about that line that Jewel says? I've always I'm seeing the video, and he's like, 2 more for Cam for taking over the Rock, and I was I'm watching and I'm like, damn, that's you know, it seems
But I
like a
mean,
strong
at
statement.
that point, we were the only artist besides Jay that was going platinum on Rocafella. Only other artist that did that was Kanye when he started dropping. Remember that? Like we're the only artist that went platinum up there. So we were feeling ourselves. Cam just came off a platinum success. Joel's album went platinum. Diplomat's album, double CD, platinum. Like, you dig? So, and we from Harlem. We talk that shit. We fly. You heard?
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.